What you're about to witness is going to change your life, your family's life, and your business's life, and just get your life back. Become a sovereign being. Thank you for being here with me once again on the Crypto Bliss channel and community. I truly appreciate every single last one of you, and I know you guys, I can see that you have been enjoying the content here recently, so much love and thank you to you all. I appreciate every single one of you. And of course, here you need to go and watch this video here, and I will be posting part 2 over the course of this coming weekend, strong end. And really guys, this is very important to watch this video here on Bitcoin in terms of astrology and how astrology works. I did that with my brother and his channel Starglazer. Go follow him on YouTube, and he shares such awesome content out there. So thank you for being here. I have an incredibly awesome bunch of content here for you tonight. I truly hope you enjoy the show tonight. Thank you for being back with me here. Now, very interesting. Before I go anywhere, Bitcoin is currently tumbling on its ass once again. It has come into resistance with this level, this down sloping trend once again, and tremendously and incredibly just boring here right now. You can see we're making that very much that wicking candle over there, that shooting star candle over there, which is quite a bearish scenario. But I do want to say to you right now that if we had to pull this right there, I'm going to say to you, cool, we've got maybe a little bit more downwards momentum, 95k odd. Guys, I'm going to be buying Bitcoin like crazy at these levels once again in my trading and in my for my cold storage wallet. You make no mistake, okay? I'll buy Bitcoin when it's high, but I'll definitely buy more of it when it's low, okay? Whenever it's red, that's a beautiful time to buy this asset because you're getting a discount. Just think opposite to, you know, the market's pumping here and it's going up in the green. Like, cool, like you can buy that, that's no problem, but you're gonna buy higher. Then here you're gonna buy lower. So why would you not want to buy at a discount? Anybody would want a discount. So there are 21 rules of Bitcoin, okay, according to Mr. Michael Saylor. Let's go through some of these so that you can understand why Bitcoin is the asset it is and why it is so important for you to recognize that this asset is the most unique asset in the history of our planet. Well, I guess as far as we know. Let's not get into any conspiracy stuff, right? And you hear, not theory, conspiracy. Those who understand Bitcoin buy Bitcoin. Those who don't criticize Bitcoin, those who don't criticize Bitcoin. Everyone is against Bitcoin before they are for it. You will never be done learning about Bitcoin. So like that, rule number 3, I've told you guys about my story a few times, how my mates showed me Bitcoin, and I must have been in about 2012, okay? They showed me and my Bitcoin, and we didn't buy back then. We didn't believe in it. We're like, what the hell is this mining thing? Like, we're not interested in mining. In fact, we were so much more interested in joining. Like, just, I mean, they were too, but they just had more resources than what we had at that point. And if I'd known any better, my goodness me, I would have been a hermit, and today I would have probably been a billionaire. But we can't relive those moments. And this is critically important for you to understand here on this channel, my beautiful Crypto Bliss community, is that it's not about time in the market, it's about time in the market. And hence why you can buy Bitcoin when it's up or down. I just prefer to buy it when it's down because it's cheaper, okay? And you get more Satoshis. And the whole point of Bitcoin, it's like a Pac-Man game, to eat as many of those little Satoshis as possible, right? And that's just what it is. So the best you do to yourself, for yourself, to get yourself to at least 0.01 Bitcoin, my friends. Like, that's a really decent amount. I mean, obviously 1 Bitcoin is much better, but it's a very decent amount to have 0.01 Bitcoin. Now, number 5, Bitcoin is powered by chaos. Bitcoin is the only game in the casino when we can all win, including the house, just by the way, okay? Hence America using this, using Bitcoin, and other nation states and other countries and all kinds of things around the world. My business, you, like whatever, whoever's buying Bitcoin, which is only about 4% in the world's population at this point, just by the way. So whoever's buying Bitcoin right now, we will all win. And that's just really the truth behind Bitcoin. You are buying your energy back. You are literally buying your future back by buying Bitcoin. And that means you're saving your future self energy from having to overexert and do some really crazy things and work until your last day on this earth. Like, that's not cool, man. Like, you need some time off in your life as well to spend with your life and your family without the stress. And Bitcoin will give you that, my friends. Don't take my word for it. Look at Mr. Michael Saylor's 21 points here. Bitcoin is the one thing in the universe that you can truly own. Everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. I'm buying on $95,000 right now, and if you're not buying, you need to use my Bybit link down below. Go buy yourself some Bitcoin. Whether you're trading or you putting it on spot, that's your choice. I'm just sharing with you right now, we're at a very, very beautiful point in this market time right now. Only buy Bitcoin with the money you can't afford to lose. Well, geez, I'm no financial advisor, but I'm taking whatever it is I possibly can and buying Bitcoin, my friends, because yes, it'll be hard for now, okay, but your future self will thank you, and you will be very grateful for what you have and how you're prepared to buy Bitcoin. Tickets to escape the matrix are priced in Bitcoin. Bitcoin insight is restricted to those who with a need-to-know basis. All your models will be destroyed. The cure to economic ill is the orange pill. Be for Bitcoin, not against fiat. So important, right? I know I often banter against fiat and how terrible fiat is and how they print fiat, but honestly, like it's shit what they do to the world, okay? It's just shit, but it is just the way it is, and that's what Mr. Saylor is saying. Forget everything else, be mature, stand up and get yourself some freaking Bitcoin and become an orange pill, okay? Take the orange pill. The orange pill is Bitcoin. That is freedom and sovereignty. That is what he's saying. That's why he's laid out these 21 rules of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is for everyone, if everyone can own some, okay? Learn to think in Bitcoin. You don't change Bitcoin, it changes you, which I do agree with. I have noticed that change in the last 5 to 6 years that I have been around in crypto, okay? You don't change Bitcoin, it changes you. Yes, it does. It makes you think very differently about our economic systems and scenarios, okay? Which means that you have the ability to change for the best of your life and protect your future. Laser eyes protect you from endless lies, 100%. Respect Bitcoin or it will make a clown out of you. Exactly, okay? You do not sell your Bitcoin and spread Bitcoin with love. I love it. I'm really appreciative of that. If you enjoyed that, then shout out down in the comments below. Tag Michael Saylor, hashtag Michael Saylor, but most importantly, give some love on the channel. All right, let's move on. So, interesting thing here. Jobless claims in Washington, D.C. are up. And Washington, the capital of America, right? You heard that. Are up 55% over the last 6 weeks. We're above the 2008 levels and it barely makes a dent in this chart. How bad can this get? Look at this, okay? It's above the 2008 levels, okay? And it's barely made a dent in the chart compared to what happened in 2020 during COVID and what happened in 22 during the collapse of the market. That was the double top, right? That shit ain't even anywhere near. We are still very early. And the printing of the money has barely even begun, my friends. Even though it is in momentum, it barely has begun. So what I want to share with you is that, cool, we might be double topping here right now, but that doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like any of that. Doesn't look like we're at a point where we're about to collapse. Doesn't look like any of that. And as I've said to you, even if we had to come down to 80,000, even had to come all the way down here to 70,000 even, we're still very bullish in Bitcoin, okay? So that would honestly suck for altcoins, okay? Altcoins would absolutely bleed to death. I mean, literally, they're already bleeding to death from this little tiny little drop here. So that's the thing about altcoins, is that they die hard and suffer when Bitcoin just takes small tanks. But the moment Bitcoin takes massive runs, it does the complete opposite. And it makes you even way more gains than what you're doing with Bitcoin, okay? That's the beauty about the space. So again, it is time in the market, not timing the market. Even I can show you as many charts as I can show you, right? Our next move up should be coming all the way up to the 121 to 140k level. I've showed you guys this multiple times. The Bitcoin dominance is also got a shooting star candle, which is a bearish candle. Okay, it's inflection. This is all inflection busy happening. And really, Ethereum is now starting to gain momentum here against the USDT and bouncing off of these kind of low areas here, which is a very good sign, telling us that we are finding momentum back in Ethereum, which is very good for altcoins. Okay, so is liquidity starting to flow from Bitcoin, outflow from Bitcoin into other altcoins? You can possibly see that starting to unfold here, right? So if you have a look at Ethereum BTC, the same thing is pointing to the upside here too. So I would see that we are potentially looking to have our altcoin season very soon. And so the total crypto market cap, you can see here, is in a bit of a bull flag pattern, right? Chilling, sitting right nicely in the flags, in consolidation. It's really just doing nothing. There's nothing to get excited about until we can break out of this down sloping trend. I doubt we're going to pull back here. I believe that we should be finding very strong support. As you can see, we have been above this white line. So as long as we maintain above that white line, we're going up, my friends. And so the total 2 crypto market cap, which is including Ethereum, is starting to gain its momentum. So this is excluding Bitcoin. And same thing, the bull flag pattern right here. Finding support on the People, okay, at about $1.18 trillion, okay, getting ready to break out of this trend line. Only once it does that will we be bullish. Total 3, exactly the same scenario. Bullish, pennant, flag pattern, all right, same thing. Interestingly so, I drew these lines, these little arrows so long ago, sitting sideways here right now, taking a cup of coffee, reaccumulating, rebalancing your portfolios. You know, some altcoins had a run here, some altcoins had a run here, some are going to run the whole way. So it's about rebalancing your portfolios, taking profits, rebalancing in this moment to enter into something else and sell ones that have possibly had their time. That is so important. And if you have been subscribed to the Crypto Bliss channel and community, you would be seeing that for yourself in the videos that I have been sharing with you and exactly what it is that I've been doing. So make some noise and shout out for the Crypto Bliss community. Now the others, okay, as you can see here, are doing somewhat a similar pattern, except this was a mad retracement. I mean, this retracement was so much all the way back down here, which is quite a heavy retracement, right? But we're at a pinnacle point here, and we could potentially be making these wild, volatile moves going forward. I don't know, guys. I don't have a lamp where I'm rubbing it, but when I look at these altcoins, they're getting ready to make massive moves and pumps up against Bitcoin, right? So look where we're heading next on XRP to BTC, like 512%, my friends. Fuck's sakes, are you ready for this? And we have yet to even get up here. This is why you need to be well aware of what coins you will trade back into what asset and where you're going to do that and how much you expect to take off the table, right? That's as simple as that. So Bitcoin chilling in a sideways movement here right now. Like, chill out, man. Buy it when it's red. Simple, because that's cheaper days to buy it. And be patient on the green days. It's as simple. Until we break out, we're not going to go anywhere at this point. So just be patient and fucking buy Bitcoin. Use my link down below. Get some Bitcoin on Bybit. Now, what you can see here and why I say there's going to be an influx of liquidity coming into the crypto space. Well, the crypto space already has a massive chunk out of the global economy. Not massive, actually. It's like 0.01% actually, but really that's a lot. Anyways, it would be great if Elon Musk could take a look inside Fort Knox to make sure that there are the 4,580 tons of US gold is there. Last time anyone looked was 50 years ago in 1974. A lot of people like that post. Surely it's reviewed at least every year, according to Elon Musk. Zero hedge. It should be, but it isn't. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Now this is critical to what we're about to experience, because the US, and according to Senator Loomis, they are expecting to take the gold that's in Fort Knox, sell the gold, and buy Bitcoin with it. But there's going to be a little bit of a surprise, and this is why I perhaps believe that we could perhaps see money printing like we have never seen before. Like, I'm talking boatloads, ocean loads of money, okay, about to unfold in this space. And the reason I'm going to say that to you is because if there's no gold in Fort Knox, or very little, okay, Mr. DT is going to absolutely turn on the two turbo boosters, and he's going to send out an executive order to buy Bitcoin today, okay, which means that means there's a mandate to find whatever fucking Bitcoin the US government can possibly get their hands on and buy the shit out of Bitcoin, which means it's going to send the price rocketing, okay? It's just a theory. I'm just some dude on the internet, okay? But it's quite a valid theory if you really do think about it. And here within lies some of the answers. Here's what's going to happen. Elon pushes Trump to audit Fort Knox. Audit reveals that there's less than 500 tons of gold, okay, from the 4,580 tons, right? Trump realizes China and Russia have way more gold than the US, but very little Bitcoin. Trump issues an executive order for strategic Bitcoin reserve, citing national security. Money printer goes brrr, and US buys as much Bitcoin as the market will sell. Price of gold collapses in Bitcoin terms. China and Russia realize Trump got the jump on them and start trying to acquire Bitcoin. Price of gold collapses further. Peter Schiff is admitted to a mental hospital. Have a nice day. I actually like the end of that post. I think that's really just critical there. Truly, it's exactly what I've just said to you. And so you can see that it is multiple people's theories out in this market right now that there is massive printing going to come, okay? Because like I've shown you previously, gold against Bitcoin is dead, all right? And if you don't believe me, all right, here is, okay, so here is Bitcoin against gold, right? Priced in Bitcoin. Now, this is 2.1 million Satoshis per ounce, right? But over the last 5 years, let alone the rest of the 16 years Bitcoin has been around, gold has died against Bitcoin by 94.3%, which means that Trump is doing the right thing by purchasing Bitcoin, okay, and basically printing those dollars to purchase Bitcoin. And honestly, for me, that sounds like it's less of a conspiracy and more like a very high probability, right? Because, of course, Trump has said it, that they will be the crypto nation of the world. Now, those are very bold and strong statements, and hence why the executive order could start to happen much sooner than you believe. Now, this is the critical component of this all. Because gold has depreciated so bad, it's probably 99.99% already, okay, over the last 15 years, that tells me that the US are going to take a dive on what is happening here right now. And here's more proof, okay? Mr. Michael Saylor suggests the United States should acquire 20% of the Bitcoin supply. Let's listen.
Bitcoin is capital. Bitcoin is not currency. Gold has been used as capital. It's not currency anymore. The very simple thing that the U.S. ought to do is they ought to sell the gold and buy Bitcoin with it and buy 20% of the Bitcoin network. It's very simple. Just swap the gold for Bitcoin. If anybody actually swaps out their treasury bills for Bitcoin, then the U.S. is going to own it all. It's kind of like just getting Alaska or the Louisiana Purchase for free. They could pretty much have 20% of the network for free overnight, just with a swap. They could even print the money, you know. Yeah, I mean, they could buy it for next to nothing. The only alternative to the treasury bill for anybody is Bitcoin. And so just do that, and Bitcoin becomes the world reserve capital network, and the U.S. will own both sides of the equation. They'll own the currency and the capital. Bitcoin.
Did you hear what he said? They'll own the currency and the capital. Hence, they would be playing chess against China and against China and Russia, and really beating them at the currency war game that is currently happening. So I don't know what you think, but Trump and his administration is truly a light to the world right now and the crypto space. So I don't want to praise the dude in that way, but he's done well to serve us. And if he continues to do what he says he's going to do, my friends, be prepared for the biggest super cycle, the biggest crypto cycle in all of history, and the largest wealth transfer we have ever seen on the earth. And here is evidence of that exact answer. Michael Howell, shout out to Altcoin Daily for the post. Michael Howell, crypto is the greatest wealth transfer since the 1920s.
And I think the analogy, I mean, maybe I've used it before, one can extend it dangerously. But if you go back to the 1920s in Germany, where you saw hyperinflation, the question was, how did people react to that? Now, what you saw in the 1920s Germany were the older generations basically buying what they'd always bought, which were bonds, because that was always a safe asset. That's what they'd been told. But their wealth got wiped out. Their younger generations were buying equities. They were told by their peers, you're idiots, okay, don't buy equities. They're fragile, but equities went up dramatically in price because they were inflation hedges. So there was this whopping great wealth transfer in Germany in the 1920s for the old generations to the young generations. Now, obviously, there were political consequences. Well, let's not go into that. But the wealth transfer was very, very significant. Now, if you look at what's happening now, I think you're getting a parallel because you're getting a monetary inflation. Okay, we're not having a hyperinflation. We're getting a monetary inflation. The older generations are saying, well, what you're going to do, you just buy value stocks, okay? This is what we've always done. That's what's going to make you money, okay? And the younger generations are saying, well, I don't understand that. We're going to buy crypto or whatever it may be, or tech, because we understand that. The older generations are saying, you're mad, and then once children turns around and say, well, okay, I bought Bitcoin at $200, good luck there.
Insane. Okay. He has the most extremely valid point that I've heard in a very long time, okay? Is that the generation, my generation, your generation, probably watching this video right now, okay? We think in terms of cryptographic technology and using that for infrastructure across the world because it's more sovereign, it's decentralized, and it's uncontrolled by centralized institutions and governments. You're free to trade all kinds of things across the world. This is the biggest revolution in all of history, my friends, and this is exactly why the previous administration, the lizards of the world, were trying to stop cryptocurrency. But that is all dead in the water thanks to Mr. DT and his absolutely beautiful cabinet. All right, now the Bitcoin chart, the Bitcoin rainbow chart, very specifically, if all of you want to know where we're at this point, we've come a long way in Bitcoin. And yes, it has been volatile. Yes, it's the best place to buy when Bitcoin on this rainbow chart is in the blue. It's the best time to sell on this chart when Bitcoin is in the red, okay? And that is maximum bubble territory at the red and basically a fire sale at the bottom. So this is the thing, is that Bitcoin goes up for 3 years and down for 1 year, up for 3 years and down for 1 year, up for 3 years and down for 1 year. And now we're up on 2 years and we have 1 more year this year, 2025 left to make a massive run in this cycle. Now the Bitcoin rainbow chart in the red, and I've always said that we could see the cycle top in Q3, Q4, and I've said that the 25th of October, which is the 24th, on this chart that I'm showing you right now, we could be at the maximum bubble territory somewhere between $309 to $416,000, my friend. That is massively huge. Huge. Now let's take a year from that and go to the base of like 2026. Okay, let's call it this time. At the base where we would be in the blue, we would see Bitcoin maybe down again between $52,000 and $67,000. That's epic, my friends. In other words, it never hit the bottom that it ever hit previously. Okay, but it always gets higher, which means that this is a continuum of energy increasing in its value, okay, because it's taking your future value and storing it in a wealth component that cannot be replicated, cannot be duplicated, and cannot be stopped. That is mega mighty powerful. Okay, now those of you who believe that altcoins have been dying and bleeding, which they have been somewhat, okay, don't go anywhere. Like, we're literally at the verge. Shout out to Mags. The altcoins are about to go absolutely parabolic. Normally when there's a sell-off like this, we get massive moves up. Why would you be selling right now? Don't go anywhere. Now normally Bitcoin peaks at 233 to 330 days after breaking its previous all-time high. If history repeats, BTC still has room to grow and could top out in Q3 or Q4. That's what I just said to you guys, right? So 273 days, breakout. 233 days, breakout. 328 days, breakout. We're on the way, right? So we still have from breakout to there, essentially 230 to 330 days. My friends, we could go very high from here on outwards. And so I'd like to share with you that I've shared with you for so long now that my personal target is all the way up here at October this year at about $300,000. Now you can see here that where we are on this chart is in the belief phase. People are starting to feel comfortable with Bitcoin. You can feel that comfortable feeling in Bitcoin. Then what happens from there is that people get a massive thrill, and then from there the euphoria starts to take place. At that moment the markets would be completely frothy, like bad things can start happening in this market, and that's why you need to be prepared to take some sort of profits at those moments. But right now we're still in the belief phase, meaning you still have time to buy out of this phase. That's where I got into in this current phase into the market last cycle, okay, around this level right here. I got in at this candle, literally breaking into this zone here. Boom, that was this candle here, right here, okay. This was the candle I got into crypto. So I've showed you that a few times. I hope you've enjoyed that, because truly right now, okay, we are not even close to this level, okay. When we peak, that's when we peak, okay. We're not even anywhere near that level right now. So we still have a very long way. We're still very early. And if you appreciate that, make sure to subscribe to the Crypto Bliss channel, the Crypto Bliss community, because I'm bringing together some awesome content for you constantly here on this channel. So much love to you all. We'll see you on the next one, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you know when I do more videos and more content like this for you champions. All right, see you on the next one.